Hello. I have been sitting here by this candle by my window meditating, and there's an interesting message that's kind of popping through around kind of a wild child energy, very intense, but not properly nourished. So, it feels like there's a use to making yourself small. This doesn't mean diminishing like your intelligence or your abilities, your skills, your wisdom. It just means making yourself small. Therefore, kind of giving you this misleading representation of like the cliche kind of small, quiet character that turns out being like the smartest in the room, the strongest in the room, like the underdog. And that seems to be kind of what this energy is around, is the underdog. But I kept also kind of getting this energy of like the underdog always wins, because there's almost a slight advantage for like this appearance, especially when going against egoic spaces, because of your faith, your will, I just saw 1, 2, 3. It's what guides you, your connection with yourself, and your solid strength and your knowing is your almost ultimate superpower. And like right now, there's energy of needing to understand that your belief in something is quite literally your strength. It is your magic. It's like bending the will of fate. Like that's kind of what I'm hearing. Like tapping into the will of fate, co-creation quite truly with the divine, and this being something that an underdog can be quite skilled in because of the usual humble energy, 211 on my timer, that tends to pair with it. Now I feel like I'm talking to like this kind of energy, and I wanted to pull some cards, 222 on this, because there's been a balance, there's been a unity, there's been a it feels like recalibrate, like readjustment to where things are now equal, and there is a solid foundation within that allows a solid foundation to start being built without. But it is also very important that you begin to build without, that you have a plan, you have a structure. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords, we have Judgment, and the Hermit. Yes, now is the time to be decisive with your energy, for sure, because yours, again, like I said, this fate, this strength, this belief that you carry, and again, it's like not backed in ego or illusion, it's backed in clarity and truth. And that's the one thing that gives you this strength. 333, it gives you this power point, like this way to alchemize that like a lot of people don't understand or can't necessarily handle. 345, because they just can't tap into. There's a lot of awareness, there's a lot of understanding that comes with this, and a lot of responsibility as well. And so yeah, right now seems to be very discerning. Okay, actually, you know how I said something about okay, we're gonna scratch off. We're not gonna scratch anything. It's just we're gonna scratch where that thought was going, because I just got another message from this where like you can detect deceit, period. Like you can, there was a conversation I brought this up every once in a while in a reading, but there was a conversation that I had, 432 on my timer, about this understanding that if your soul is old, right? If you're an old soul, 444, if you're an old soul, you're able to see generational curses clearly. So if somebody is stuck by greed and that's a passed down thing and it's caused a whole ordeal in multiple people's lives and dysfunction in the family, you can understand that because you see it. You can see shame because you're clear on it, especially within yourselves. 5:11 on my timer. And it's also very important that you get seen because of this ability. Like, this is, because I've brought up a few times, and I feel like this would be a similar collective of like kind of God utilizing your energy through you, like just drifting you into certain spaces and places to awaken people, to bring people to reality, to clarity, to truth, and not to be like disrespectful, like people are delusional or things like that. People are lost. And it's you have this compassion and this understanding to fight against these old energies because of, you know what I'm also seeing right now? If anybody has ever seen Frieren, it's literally like that part where, so Frieren, I guess spoilers if you want to watch it and you haven't seen it. I mean, it's been out, so who knows? But there's a moment where she faces somebody and this person has a scale in front of them and they're like 616 on my timer. It's like the scale of judgment, and it's like whoever's stronger, whoever's aura is stronger, has control over the other person, their actions, and their will, right? Bending the wheel of fate. Literally, this girl is like releasing her aura. She's like, I'm gonna get you. I can sense your aura. Da 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 da. But little did she know that she was facing a old wise mage. And so this girl is going on this rant like, see, I clearly outweigh you. And then the main character pretty much literally turns, she doesn't turn around, she literally just goes, she just releases her aura. She's been practicing keeping it tucked within, right? Keeping it small, keeping it quiet. She's been keeping it real sweet. She releases it all and the scales completely readjust. Well, perceive it, all of it. There's theories, but we're not gonna get there. Anyways, she releases it and she goes, well, what stands before you is a 1,000-year-old mage. Like, oh my God, it was just quiet, like strong scene. And that's what I just saw. And yeah, like I said, you position yourself as the underdog, but you're not. And you need to understand this is a strength. And this will teach you a lot because you are also very wise. You have very good foundations. Therefore, I probably really am talking to some spiritual leaders here, to be quite frank. And that it's time to really start planning, if that makes sense. Like, especially if you feel like you haven't really been doing much, if you've been stuck, if you've been drained, kind of like this, where you've been needing to hermit and be a little on your own and kind of allow your own light to guide the way. I'm talking to you right now because you know where your light needs to go. You're starting to gain this awareness, the truth, the clarity is starting to be shown to you, right? Sprinkle by sprinkle. And again, it feels like you're able to see very clearly through deception, through lies. You, truth seeker. Like, that's what this is. Seer. That's what this is. And this is a strength. Now, this is a beautifully protected strength, and I feel like God really had it planned out this way, that you would really unlock and grow into this version of yourself when you were ready, and also when the world was ready. And now that this time has come, it is time to shine. You need to be seen, like, so important. Like, I don't know if this is content creators, I don't know if this is entrepreneurs, I don't really know, like, protesters, I don't know who I'm talking to right now. I don't really know, but I am saying, like, now is a time to really, there is a time for planning and a good time for action, because I feel like the true year of the horse is upon us. Spring will be here fairly soon, and that the time to strategize or the time to prepare would be now. And that starts with your recollection of self and probably like readjustment of certain behaviors and things to align yourself, because there's like, this is kind of the final step, this is the final preparation. The time has come, and not in some like scary way. I'm not trying to even like presume that. It's really actually empowering. It's just intense. It's an intense strong energy, but you're an intense, strong person, and that's why it was built for you. It was meant for you. Just like this message. I love you. Have a good night.